Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Rachel Klein and I will be your presenter here for our Project Helper webinar today. Feel free to ask questions as we talk through the different options available for Project Helper. I don't have any materials or any workbook information for you to follow along with. The goal of today is to really just talk about this Project Helper service that we have available to you all. So I'm going to be staying on our website today. There's a lot of really good information on our website, so you should be seeing on your screen our main page for churchwindows.com. Okay, feel free to ask questions. If you have questions about a specific project you're looking at getting some help with, we'll do a little Q&A at the end. I would love for you to pop in your ideas down at the bottom, because if you're thinking you might need help with it, somebody else who's listening in might realize that they need help with it as well. Okay, so let's talk about Project Helper and what it is first, to kind of get you guys a full understanding of that. So Project Helper service is a one-time project that you come to us for help. Okay, so if you find you have something, a big project that you've been wanting to tackle within Church Windows, you can come to us and we can either talk to you about it and do the project for you at cost, or we can work with you and train you how to do the project, so then you know how to use or do the cleanup or whatever project might be in the future. Okay, so Project Helper kind of has two options. For the big project you're trying to tackle, you can either, on our website, if you go out to churchwindows.com, across the top here you can go to Customer Support, and then right here under Training Options. And along with all our other training information, if you register for webinars, you'll be going here as well. But down here under Church Windows Helper Services. Okay, so just click on Helper Services there. And we do have two options. We have the Project Helper, which obviously we're talking about today, or we have the Payroll Helper, which I'm going to do on Thursday. But the Project Helper, let's click on this. This page is really going to give you some available options. So I do a lot of the Project Helper stuff, as does Pam, and we split up. I usually do the membership donations and she does the accounting and payroll Project Helpers. But keep in mind, we kind of sat together and jotted up a list of the different types of projects you can come to us with. And again, that's either we train you and help you understand how to do it, or we do the project for you. Okay, so the first option here says cleaning up outdated fields or entries in membership. This one is probably the most commonly used Project Helper that I do. I had a church I just quoted the other day. They had been using our software, oh gosh, probably since early 2000s, and I am helping them clean up their duplicates. They had 86 duplicates that I found. So I will go through and I will take all of those duplicates, so those records that have been put in more than once, combine everything onto one record, and then remove the duplicates that they obviously don't need. So this is a huge cleanup option. So this is where Project Helper can be really handy. Say you just don't have the time to go through and look for 86 duplicates and get them all cleaned up. This would be a great way for us here at Church Windows to be able to do this service for you and clean those up. The second bullet point here, help determining needed individual fields, organization setup for tracking those fields in the church. So this is very handy, especially if you've had our software for a while and you've had a lot of different people working in the software. We can sit down with you and really figure out what information does your church need to track at this time. What is important for you to know about your parishioners? And then once we figure out what that list of what we need to track is, then we can help you, or we can do it for you, put that information in Church Windows so you're using the tool that is Church Windows the best way you can for your reports and the information you need to pull out of our software. Let's see, we talked about duplicates, deleting historical donation data. So I did a webinar on this earlier this month. There's a feature in donations that allows you to go back 5 or more years and delete old giving data. Some people like to stick with 7, but you can do up to 5. And then it will remove all of that past giving data. So you can tidy up your giving accounts lists. You can remove people who maybe were really active 10 years ago, but they've since passed or moved away and they're not involved in the church anymore. We can get rid of that historical data for you and then go through and clean up those old giving accounts and remove those people who no longer have transactions because it was from years ago. So again, another cleanup feature. This is a big one, developing a system for processing online donations from a third-party provider and helping to record the associated fees. With COVID, a lot of people started using online donation software. If you do that, we can help you figure out the best process for importing those donations and then having that money and accounting for the fees over in accounting so you can get your bank rec to balance. So this is a big one we do a lot with Project Helper. Again, we can set up a couple hours and we can do some training with you and help you tackle the project. Some people we talk to, they're new to Church Windows or they've decided they're starting fresh and they have a bunch of donations from maybe last year that they need to get entered. We could do that for you. Entering your pledges, getting reports, again, that's something we could do for you. This is big too, initial data setup of membership donations and accounting. So if you're new to the software or maybe you have new staff, this is a really big one. You have new staff that's coming in. Again, we can help you with some training or help you with those new projects that you might want to do, okay? Rhonda, I see your question. I'm going to get to the cost here in 1 second. Bear with me. Cleaning up your balance sheet, setting up your chart of accounts, streamlining your chart of accounts. This is a really nice tool here. You can send in your chart of accounts to us, and we can kind of look it over and let you know what looks good, what doesn't, maybe focus in on just the accounts you need. Maybe you just have way too many accounts right now. We can help you streamline your chart of accounts. We can help with reconciling your assets with your bank statements. So say you've been having trouble for the last couple months to get your bank reconciliation at 0. This would be a great feature for you to send your reports in, send your Church Windows data to us, and we will sit down and we'll figure out your bank rec for you. Okay, but this is just a few. These are just a few of the things that me and Pam tend to work on. But one of the nice things about this, and this is, Rhonda, where I'm getting to your cost question, there is absolutely no obligation to just talk to us, okay? So if you have a project that you're thinking you need some help with or you're not sure how to tackle, you can give a call into us or you can fill out the form on the website here. I'll show you in a minute. And we can talk about it. We can figure out what work needs done, exactly what you need, and then we give you a quote, okay? So like the company or the church I worked with on Friday, they had a bunch of duplicates. They also wanted their couples and donations linked together as a giving unit. So they had 2 main things that they wanted me to do. What we do then is we get your data here in-house. So you send us your data through a secure Dropbox. We get your data, we look through it, and we decide how much time we believe this project is going to take, okay? Now, the beginning price of our projects is $75 an hour, okay? So at $75 an hour, we then quote you how long we think this project is going to take, okay? Depending on whether it's a training type project or whether it's we get your data here in-house and we just do it for you. Starts at $75 an hour, okay? So then for the church I worked with on Friday, looking at their information, the amount of duplicates they had that needed cleaned up, along with combining people gives with family, my estimation was that it was going to take 4 hours for me to complete this project for them. Okay, now, but you will not pay more than 4 hours worth. So if I say it's going to take 4 hours and it takes 3, I'm only going to charge you for the 3 hours. But if I quote you at 4 hours and it actually takes me 5, you're still only going to pay what I quoted you at most of the 4 hours. Okay. Now, what a lot of people will do too with like duplicate cleanup, for example, if I quote them 3 and it only takes me 2, instead of just paying for the 2, they can use that last hour for training, and I'll stream back into their computer and we'll work on some things together. Okay. So that's the really nice thing about Project Helper is not only can we do your job for you, the little project that you have, or maybe the big project that you have, but then if we don't meet the full time we quoted you, you can pay less, or we can use the whatever time is remaining and we can do a little training session as well. So pretty flexible, but the nice thing about it is talk to us, call in, ask for Pam, ask for me, ask for Rachel. We'll talk through what you're needing done, and then we'll get a game plan before you're locked in for anything. Okay. Now let me show you on here. So if you go to that Project Helper page, like I showed you earlier, you scroll down here. There's a little form you can fill out, and we will get this and then we will contact you. Okay, so put your name in, any information with the little stars, we'll need to have that filled in, but then you can write a little blurb in here of what you're specifically looking for help with, and then that way when we reach out to you and we chat about it a little further, we'll have an idea of what you need. Okay, so again, this is above and beyond what your regular support monthly payment, or however you pay it, your support fee covers. Okay, this is going to be way more in depth than what it would be if you were to call support. And again, this is great for those projects that kind of been putting on the back burner because you haven't had time to get it done, but you know it needs to be done in Church Windows. You can call us and we can get it done for you.